Hi, boys and girls. All right, today we're looking at 4.6 perimeter. This is going to be a really important one, so if you could make the meeting today, it would be a really good one to join. If you can't, that's probably why you're watching this video. So that is what we are doing today. We are going to be doing this mental math. You will see 4 numbers that you're adding, because today for perimeter, you're going to need to add 4 sides together. So today's math message is we're reviewing polygons that we've been talking about. So what makes a square special? Right? How many attributes can you list? So again, those are like special qualities about a square. So you can think, right? So what makes it special? We talked about how it has those right angles, right? Those 90-degree angles, like those L's, right? And then we talked about how a square is also considered a rhombus because all the sides are equal. It's also a parallelogram because it's got 2 sets of parallel lines. Okay, it's also a rectangle. Okay, and it's also called a quadrilateral. Okay, because it has 4 sides, 4 vertices, and 4 angles. Now, we know all about the square now. Now, how might we find the distance all the way around it? What would we do? Well, we are going to be measuring them today, okay, measuring these polygons, okay, and then that's going to help us find the perimeter. So that is our objective today, that we can measure to find the area of polygons, and this is part of our measurement standard, okay. So we are going to look at our new learning of perimeter. We're going to measure the perimeter. I'm going to model that. You're going to work on that and practice that. Then you're going to be able to do that on your own by the end, and hopefully you'll feel confident. So perimeter is the distance around a 2D shape. So here is an example, right? You're looking at the outside of the shape. So like this is 3, and that is 4. Okay, all of the sides need to add up, and that's going to be your perimeter. It's the outside. So I like to say the rim, like perimeter. Okay, that's what I like to think because we're going to learn something else that's going to be a little bit different. So perimeter, it's the rim of it, okay, like the rim of your cup, right? It's the outside. You don't put your whole face in the cup, right? You just drink on the outside of the rim of it, okay? All sides must be included when you're finding the perimeter. And then when we look here at a rectangle, there's something special. I'm going to show you that in a second. So here are some real life examples. Like this is something that we really do actually use all the time in real life. So you might need to find out what's the perimeter of this flower box for your garden, or maybe for your fence. I just had to make a fence for my dogs, and this is something that we had to find out. We had to measure our yard all the way around. We had to measure the perimeter, find out how much fence we need, right? If they're making a soccer field, like in our stories this week, right? They need to be able to measure how long the line needs to be, or like your pool, right? Imagine if you guys are chasing each other around the pool. If you want to find out how far you guys ran, you would be finding the perimeter. And so here's an example of a shape, right? A triangle that has already been measured for us, and you can see it's 4, 7, and 7. So how would I write this out to find the perimeter? What would be my number model? Well, we would do 4 plus 7 plus 7, right? You would add the 2 sides, so 7 plus 7, okay, that's 14. And then you do the other side of 4, and 4 plus 14 is 18. So the perimeter here, which we're going to say is P, equals 18. Okay, and I don't know what unit we're measuring, so we're just going to measure this in units. Oh, actually, this says inches, so we can say specifically inches. Okay, all right, so then we're going to move on. What if it only tells us 2 of the lengths, the length and the width? Okay, then this is measured in feet. Rectangles, we learned, have a special quality, right? That if this side is 8, it's showing me that this side is also going to be 8 because they are parallel to each other and they have the same length sides. Okay, so then here, if this side is 3, it's showing me over here, this side's also going to be 3. Okay, so now you could add up 8 plus 8 plus 3 plus 3 to find out your answer. So 8 plus 8 is 16. 3 plus 3 is 6. So then we would do 16 plus 6. 6 plus 6 is 12. Carry the 1, and 1 plus 1 is 2. So the perimeter here, P equals 22, and we're measuring it in feet. So it'd be 22 feet. All right, so that's important when we're doing rectangles. That's a good thing for us to look at. So let's go ahead and reflect. Okay, to find the number, do you need to add up all of the sides? Is that true or false? Hopefully you pick true, okay? You do need to add up all of the sides. I'm going to go ahead and model this part, okay? So you would hopefully have a ruler, okay? If some of you had, right in this, there was the ruler sitting right here. You can use that. Some of you might just have a ruler at home. You can use that one as well, whatever works for you, okay? If you want to come and you need a ruler, if you don't have one at home, make sure you let me know, and I have lots of rulers here I can give you. Okay, so you are going to need your math book today. That's where all these are going to be at. So you're going to want to be in page 114. Okay, and that's where you will find these shapes that are going to be in your book. So I am going to be doing number 1 here. Okay, so I would have my ruler, and I actually did this already and measured all of them and lined it up. And that's how I knew what to put for the ruler here. So I'm going to show you this part here. So I lined it up at the 0. Okay, and I'm doing it says to the nearest ½ inch. Now remember, a ½ inch doesn't mean it has to be a half. It just means it could be, I'm not going to do to the 1/4 inch or the whole inch, right? It could go to the ½ inch if it needs to be, but if it doesn't need to, I don't have to do it. Well, this one I can see is at 0, and it's close to 3. It's not close to 2.5, and it's not close to 3.5. It's pretty close to 3. It's not right on 3, but that's okay. So this side is about 3 inches. This side is also about 3 inches, and this side goes from 0 to 1, so this is about 1 inch. So my number sentence would be 3 plus 3 plus 1. Now, does it have to be in that order? No, it could also be 1 plus 3 plus 3, or it could be 1 plus 3, or it could be 3 plus 1 plus 3, right? Any of those order, it's fine, as long as it's these 3 numbers. Okay, so this would be 3 plus 3 is 6, plus 1 is 7. So my perimeter is about 7 inches, right? You just have to add up all the sides. So that's what I'm going to have you guys do. This is number 2, okay, number 3, and number 4. Same things, you're going to measure it, right? But you're going to measure not on your computer, but in your book. Okay, if you measure in the computer, it's not going to be the right size. So make sure you're measuring in your book here. Okay, if you do not have a ruler, at the end of the slides here, okay, on slide 18, 19, and 20, okay, I have put the inches here with the ruler to show you here. But if you have a ruler, I would ask that you try to use your book and then just write in the measurements that you had. Okay, that would be better practice, because you're not always going to have somebody who tells you what it is. So using the ruler would be good. Then here for your YouTube, I have already measured it out for you, and you just have to write the perimeter and the number sentence that you use to solve. Okay, because again, today's focus isn't necessarily can you measure on a ruler, more can you figure out the perimeter. As always, don't forget to reflect. There's even this try this that is in your book as well. That would be a great thing for you to do at the bottom here as well, and show your thinking here, where it says to draw each shape here with a square of a perimeter of 16. So this is not your shape of 16. Okay, so you need to draw one where the whole outside would be 16. Don't count the 16 squares inside. That's something we're going to learn about later. Okay, so make sure the outside is 16. And you want even more practice, here on IXL, you can go to DD Geometric Measurement. 1, 2, and 3 are going to be great practices for perimeter. All right, let me know if you have any questions. Thanks, guys. Bye.